Elia. I think is that how you pronounce it, Elia?
Yeah, yes, right.
Okay, all right. Welcome. My name is Teacher Brendan. I'm pretty sure this is our first time to
Yes,
have a class together.
yes, right.
So yeah, welcome and nice to meet you, by the way. All right. So I was able to receive the message that you sent to me this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure if it's complete because I think it was cut in the middle. So I think it was not that complete, but I was able to read a few lines.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so let me try and post it on our screen so that we can see it
Mm-hmm.
together.
Okay.
Okay, give me a second. That's so rude of me. I didn't even ask how are you. How are you today?
Ah, it's okay. Okay, I'm good. Yeah. How about you?
Okay, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Okay, all right. So let me try and post the article in your screen, and the title is "Should Grades Be Eliminated?" Right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So while I'm posting it, why don't you give me a very brief summary of the article, please?
Okay. Um, in past, most Korean schools gave students grades, but now it is
Mm-hmm.
changing. Some schools are trying to give students uh, detailed comments instead of grades for
Mm.
students' happiness, and um, some people are against it because it can cause a lot of problems, which
Mm-hmm.
student can go into the prestigious university or not,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, scholarship, yeah, those kind of problems. But the this article says uh, giving comments instead of grades would make students happier and better.
Okay. Okay. All right. So is that it? Okay. All right. Is that all, or do you want to add some more?
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Very good. So yes, actually, that's a very good summary for this particular article. Now, I want to ask you first before we continue.
Hmm.
Do you agree or disagree with this article? What is your point of view? What is your personal opinion? Do you agree that grades should be eliminated and replaced with some comments instead?
I don't think so. I disagree with this article um, because
Mm-hmm.
detailed descriptions can be uh, objective. Uh, it's
Mm-hmm.
based on teachers' opinion, and teachers can be bribed, um, and then yeah, they can give good comments on students whose teacher whose parents gave them yeah money, or
Yeah.
yeah or um, I think the balance between students and teachers is really important. But if their students' grades are um, cha- um, mm, changed by um, detailed descriptions, then it can give teachers a really strong power. So I think it's not good. That's why I'm against um, yeah detailed descriptions.
You mentioned a while back detailed descriptions can be objective.
Hmm.
Is it objective or subjective?
Objective, so it can change it by no objective 주관점. Wait for a second, I'm confused. Subjective,
Yeah.
subjective,
Subjective,
yeah,
yes.
subjective.
So not objective, okay? So
Hmm.
of course they can be bias, bias or
Yeah.
right or this word.
Hmm.
Yes, of course. So they can. say whatever they want, and you know, there's no standard for it. That's
Mhm.
why you call it as subjective because
Mhm.
it's not calibrated, unlike numbers where you
Mhm.
can measure them.
Mhm.
Okay, 80%. Oh, okay, so I can measure it. 80% is good. But what if I tell in subjective where, the student is very nice. So what is that? Is that 70% or 80%? So that's the problem with detailed comments
Mhm.
or detailed description, right?
Mhm.
That's why you disagree.
Mhm.
Okay, now, how about this? You grew up in a society, they say that Korea is one of the country with the hardest education system. Do you agree
Mhm.
with that? That people are having a hard time in studying in Korea? Is that true?
Yeah, I think so.
Especially for what, high school students, right?
Nowadays, even middle school students are, yeah, having a hard time because if they don't go into a good high school, then their chances to get into a good university uh, go down, goes down. So yeah, as I, yeah, not all students, but some students are preparing their university since they start their elementary school.
Don't you think that's wrong? Because you know, spending your time in the elementary and high school and middle school just to prepare for university seems to be a little strange because learning should teach you about life, not about to prepare you for college. So do
Hmm.
you think that is something wrong within the education system of Korea? Do you think that's something wrong?
Yeah, I think, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there must be something wrong in Korean
Mm-hmm.
educational system. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, most people are struggling to go into a good university and also, yeah, to get a good job. But
Mm-hmm.
I saw some people um, who are uh, who are doctors, but they
Mm-hmm.
are not happy because it's not for them. So
Uh-huh.
um, even though they get a lot of money and other people show them with the respect, but
Uh-huh.
it is not for their thing. So that's why they stopped their, yeah, job and then, yeah, start a new
Career.
life, career
A
or.
new life and a new career.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. Okay. So, let's go back to the main topic before I
Mhm.
ask you some other questions related to education.
Mhm.
In one part of the article, let me show you. Okay, critics argue that grades don't say as much about which skills a student has mastered.
Mhm.
There's an example that C in math could mean you're struggling with division,
Mhm.
or it could mean you don't turn in your homework on time. So it's only measuring that.
Mhm.
Either you don't pass your homework or you're struggling with one part of math
Mhm.
only. But they already give a score. How do you think this particular problem with objective scoring or objective grading can be fixed? They say that this is the problem with grades or numbers. So, do you think it's possible to change or have some improvements with the current system?
But they got C in math, so I think
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. It means they are not good at division, or it means they didn't submit their homework. because it's about C.
Mm.
But if they want to evaluate students' behavior, it has another factor. So behavior
Criteria,
like
you
that.
mean,
Hmm.
right?
What?
Uh, criteria.
Yeah.
So it has another criteria. Is that what you
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
So do you think it is possible to have two criterias in grading students? Do you think it's possible to have like a grading if they give you like a report card
Hmm.
every end of the year? So do you think it's better to have two-way scoring or two-way grading system, like one for subjective comments and one for objective grading system? Is it possible?
Yeah, Korean system is like that.
Ah,
Uh,
really? Wow, amazing.
yeah,
Okay.
but teachers have also give detailed descriptions, so they get a lot of stress. They get stressed because of that. It takes a
Mm-hmm.
lot of time and energy to write down the students' um, character or progress. So yeah, teachers don't want that system. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, in Korea, we all I mean, when it comes to uh, high school students get grades and also yeah, comment too.
Okay. And when do they issue these grades? I don't know the system for Korea, but help me to be enlightened. So, when do they give these grades to students? Do they give it like in the Philippines? They give it 4 times a year. So we divide our school year into 4 quarters.
Mhm.
Okay, and maybe every 3 months they will give the card or the grades to the parents of the students. But how do they do it in Korea? When do parents receive or when do students receive their grades?
Uh, I don't know it exactly, but I guess because I'm not a mother of high school students, so I don't know
Okay.
the system exactly. But I think after midterm and finals, they can. I mean, high school students um, get a grade based on their test result, and then
Okay.
once once a semester, so it means
Mm-hmm.
twice a year, they would get a teacher's comment about the overall
Mm.
behaviors or progress on uh, their education. Yeah, those everything I think.
Mm. Okay, that's nice. All right, so at least 2 times a year. Okay, that's nice. Okay, now for this particular grading system, do you use the numbers like 70% or 80, or do you use like A, B, B plus, B minus, D? Do you use this system or this system?
As I know, I don't know exactly, but I guess yeah,
Yeah. Mm.
70 or 80 or not percent, but 72
Okay.
scores like that.
All right. But yeah, like what you mentioned, it's really good that the high school system now, or the high school system in Korea, is doing this two types of grading system, and they're joining it together. And you mentioned that it's going to be a big stress for many of the teachers. Let me just ask you,
Mhm.
do you have any idea how many students do one class have for high school typically?
Uh, Around 30. Yeah.
Ah, okay, that's too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's way stressful. So if you will write 30 comments,
Yeah.
then it's gonna be huge. Though I'm doing that every day in Mint, but
uh,
of course,
but
yeah.
I mean, school ask them specific things and a lot of comments,
Mhm.
not just only one comment.
Yeah,
So, and then
exactly.
if they give students wrong
Uh-huh.
information, I mean wrong
Grade.
evaluation or yeah
Uh-huh.
comments, and then parents would object to it, and then they call the principal, and then complained about what teachers made a mistake. So they have
Uh-huh.
to be cautious of their comment.
Uh-huh. Ah, okay. Uh, yeah, that's one problem. It's a little complicated because they will have a lot, just in case one parent complains, right? Or one student complains, hey, my grades are not enough, or you said something wrong to me in one of your comments.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's one of the hassle. So, if it's possible, so the current system now in Korean high school, you have both. So would you rather stick with just the numbers and just remove the comments?
Yeah, I in the past we also
Mm-hmm.
comment, but it's not that complicated compared to current
Mm-hmm.
system. So just what kind of things students are good at or yeah bad at, but I don't know about exactly the current system, but it's really complicated, and there are a lot of things teachers have to put down. So that's the problem. And then even though we also have scores, grades, but their comments are also factored when students go into selective school. So that's the problem because, like I told you, it is not uh, subjective, objective
Mm-hmm. Yes,
standard.
it's
It is not
objective.
objective.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is not
Yeah.
objective standard. It's really vague. So
Uh-huh.
mm, when I was, I'm a little bit accustomed to grades. So
Mm.
I prefer grades than complicated descriptions.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. So exactly, we're accustomed. I think I can call myself and also claim that I belong in that generation where we are accustomed to numbers or
Mhm.
objective grades because yeah, this is something new. I noticed one of my nephew having this new system,
Mhm.
almost like this.
Mhm.
Even top top performing students,
Mhm.
there's no more top 8, top 7, top 6, top 5, top 4, 3,
Mhm.
2, 1. No more. If you're a top performing student, then you just belong in that group.
Mhm.
So I don't know how they do it. So it's kind of strange. I'm not accustomed to it.
Mhm.
Okay, just to give you a very short feedback, I noticed gliding words.
Mhm.
Okay, so I want to focus on giving you a
Mhm.
feedback regarding
Mhm.
gliding sounds.
Mhm.
Okay, can
What
you
is
read
uh-huh.
to me this word?
Gliding sound? Okay, wood.
Okay, oud. You're mentioning it like oud.
Wood.
Okay, okay. It should gliding sounds or like it should have a sliding sound. It should be
Uh,
wood.
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 Okay.
Mhm.
So always try to slide the sounds or glide it.
Mhm.
Okay. It should not be pronounced like wood, but it should
Mhm.
be wood.
Wood.
Okay.
Wood.
All right. That's going to be a priority for you.
Uh-huh.
Regarding your grammar, I think you're definitely correct. It's just that some proper vocabularies should be replaced. I think there are some better vocabularies that can be
Mhm.
used to replace some of your sentences.
Okay.
Minor grammar slips, but I shall accept that. But the major thing that you should work on is this sound, okay?
Okay.
All All right. Promise me to try to help and help yourself and try to master the sounds of W,
Mm-hmm.
Y.
Mm-hmm.
All right. These two sounds,
Uh-huh.
W
Okay.
and Y sounds.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Elia and Elia. And do you have any questions before I end our class?
No, no questions. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your time and have a nice afternoon. Bye bye.
Bye.